Hey there, YouTuber. So let's talk about whether it's worth your time getting into crypto mining, GPU mining, whatever you want to call it. Personally, I have to say no. Probably not a good time to get into it. Now, if you are like a lot of people that bought their graphics cards over a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever, potentially it's still worth it to you, right? Most likely it's still worth it to you. However, if you're right now thinking about, let me get in and make some money, let's just get an idea of what an RTX 3090 is going for these days, okay? A bunch of different places we're going to check. And now when you're mining, you don't want to get one that does not have a warning, right? So we could potentially find something cheaper on eBay, but I think we'll ditch eBay. And you know, of course, Amazon. You put something on Amazon to find the lowest price. It gives you a bunch of other garbage, right? So we're gonna go back to what it was before I did low to high. 3170, 3098. So these are even more expensive. 3268. Now this is not the cheapest place to get a Zotac card, I will tell you that much. 33.99. So I mean, it is the holidays right now. So all these are just way overpriced, folks. Way overpriced. So that's the other thing going against you right now if you are really thinking about getting into it. So you could go to some place like the Zotac store. People complain about the quality of their stuff. I've only had one problem. It was a continuous problem. RTX 2080 Ti. One of my absolute favorite graphics cards. So you can see, you know, if it's in stock, you can get a better price here. This is probably the best price you're going to see on a 3080 Ti. Here is the 3090. I believe this is the best one that they have. There may be another page here, but 2800, right? I got that same card for $25.99. So this card was probably in stock. Now you see this. It makes about the same as the other card I just mentioned. Boost is lower. But then you've got all the additional costs of doing water cooling, the pump, the radiator, the tubing, soft tube, hard tube, whatever. So this thing might as well be $3,100 at least. All right. You don't want to buy a cheap pump. And you don't want to buy a cheap radiator. And honestly, you really probably want a 360 millimeter radiator. And if you're going to do your CPU on there, yeah. So 2800 is the cheapest you can get one of these for, right? Now, how much are you going to make? These numbers are, you know, there's a delay here, folks. This is probably based on 47,000 for Bitcoin. So before we get into this, Bitcoin right now is worth 45,933. If we go back a month, you know, when it was in the 50s, things were looking great, folks. When it was 67, things were looking great. Ethereum, same thing, right? You look at a year of Ethereum, these were great prices. This still isn't too bad, but you know, if you go back, there's some different points. Yeah, not as profitable. What you were hoping for, though, is that all this stuff will go up in value again, right? Right now it might be here, but you want it to be here. Bitcoin, you're down here. You want to get back up here, right? That is a huge difference, 67 to 47. So that is close to 33%. No, excuse me. I don't know, somewhere between 40 and 50% more, right? Quite a bit more profit you'd be making. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff going out there hurting this stuff. The feds, a lot of other stuff happening. Who knows? Maybe even the Chinese, North Koreans might be, you know, have helped drive this stuff up. You just don't know. All these so-called experts can talk all they want about, oh yeah, this is going to do better. We're going to see 200,000. We're going to see 125,000. Yeah, you may not see that, folks, to be honest with you. What really hurts crypto is competition, right? There are so many places to put your money in. If you only had like 100 of these or less, let's say you had 50, there's not as much competition for people to invest their money in. Now, one thing you will notice on some of the other cryptos is how much pumping goes on, and they shoot the price up, and then those guys get out, and a bunch of people lose money. But a lot of people make money, right? So that kind of, in a lot of ways, probably turns it off. Turns off investing for some people that actually have decent money to put into it and aren't day trading all day long. All right. So we look at that, folks. Now, let's talk. We saw what the cheapest graphics card was on here, right? Let me just go back. And that, there was one for $24.99. I've never seen that one in stock. I would buy it. This one. We have this one. It's actually right over my shoulder. You see it right there. There is the 3090. That exact model. $25.99 we got it for. And crypto was right around where it is now, right? But everything is so much more. So, let's say $2,800, and they charge you $31 to ship to your house, basically, from where I'm at. Okay. So, how much am I going to make? 707. So, if you have solar, you're making 707. You're doing good. However, most likely, you know, 639. You're probably not even making 639, folks, after electric. You know, maybe overclock this, get something higher, but to be honest with you, a nice hash after electric, I don't believe you make that. I think you're more like in the fives right now, high fives. Okay. So let's do some math here.